Do you know the fortress wall of Seoul? Hanyang was the capital of the Joseon dynasty, and now it is being called as Seoul. Lee Seung-gae was the first king of the Joseon dynasty, built the fortress wall of Seoul along the ridges of the four mountains: Daksan, Inangsan, Namsan, and Guksan. There were 4 main gates and 4 accessory gates. The main gates are located in the east, west, south, and north, and each of them are called 흥인지문, 도니문, 숭례문, and 홍지문. Today I want to talk about the founding principle of the Joseon dynasty with the 4 main gates and the conservation of our cultural properties. Now, these are the pictures of 숭례문 that was recently rebuilt, and 흥인지문 with the typical accessory castle. Now, let's look at the signboard of each gate. If you look at the signboard of 숭례문, you can find the letter 예, which means propriety. Also, at 흥인지문, you can find 인, which means benevolence. Then, what about the other main gate? At 도니문, you can find 의, which means righteousness. And at 홍지문, you can find 지, which means knowledge. Like this, in Confucianism, there are 5 consistent virtues that humans should obey: benevolence, righteousness, propriety, knowledge, and sincerity. We call them 인, 의, 예, 지, and 신. Then, where's 신? I could find it at the Bohinga Pavilion. Now we use this place for the ceremony of New Year, but in the past, it notified the opening and closing time of the main gates. This shows that Bohinga controlled the 4 main gates. In the view of Confucianism, the world is the harmony of yang and yin, and it is composed of the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. They call the 5 elements 목, 화, 토, 금, 수, and these elements can also be mapped to the 4 directions. It means that the 5 constant virtues were selected by the order of the directions of the 5 elements. From the old times, people believed that there are gods that protect the 4 directions. If you look at the mural of the Kugel tomb, there is a blue dragon in the east, a white tiger in the west, Hyamu, an imaginary animal, in the south, and Chujak, an imaginary bird, in the north. They also thought that the colors of the 4 gods represent the 4 directions. Our ancestors believed that the 4 main gates would help the 4 gods of the 4 mountains. For example, they built an accessory castle around 흥인지문 and put 1 more letter, G, in the name of the gate for Naksan, which is relatively small and short. Also, they changed the name 홍지문 to 숙정문 for the health and moderation of the public. I think that there were 2 purposes that the main gates were built. First, educating people about the Confucianism to make them live with good manners. Second, making the country and the people safe. This is the picture of Tonimun that was destroyed during the Japanese colonial era to widen the road. This is the picture of 숭례문 that was burnt by arson. As you can see, if we do not protect our national properties and do not care about them, we wouldn't be able to learn the wisdom of our ancestors and wouldn't feel the consensus with them. To prevent this from happening, we should care and love our national properties and should protect them well. Thank you for listening.